Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland, was recently reflecting on his time as Spider-Man, from where it began to, of course, that giant culmination of everything they set out to do with Spider-Man No Way Home. But one thing that he wanted to talk about instead of all the positives is the big negative, and the biggest disappointment that was Spider-Man No Way Home being shot on a closed set. So I know it's crazy to think about it, and a lot of people have already forgotten, but Spider-Man No Way Home was one of the biggest major productions to shoot during the pandemic, and they had to be careful. We know that at times, they were only allowing 2 actors to occupy the same set, and sometimes they would even literally be like 20 feet apart, and they would use perspective and things like that to, shoot the scenes and shoot dialogue that kind of feels disconnected. And once you know that, once you watch the film, you can definitely tell. And that's not just this film. A lot of films had this happen. So it's just how it went. It happened on TV as well. It's unfortunate, but that's what happened. Well, in regards to talking about shooting the film, instead of talking about all the positives, Tom Holland said, I want to talk about the negatives. He says, we shot during the peak of the pandemic. Everything was shot in a studio. He only shot 3 days on a real set on a New York street. Outside of that, every single other thing was a closed set where actors had to have their own domes, more or less, where they were alone in there so they couldn't get sick or get anybody else sick. They pull you out, you do your scene, and then you'll go back and then somebody else does theirs, and they did the entire film like that. And he says that it was really disappointing because there was just so much happening and there were so many extras here and so much was going on, but you felt isolated, and that reflects in the film. And I do think it does. I love Spider-Man No Way Home. It's in my top 10 MCU films, but it's hard not to notice how disjointed parts of it are, and also how much smaller scale, despite it being big, it is. And that final fight having to do everything around the Statue of Liberty at night, which allowed them to dance around with less of a budget and things like that. I mean, it's all there, and you can see some of the shortcomings in the film being rushed out and needing to be patched and so forth, but I get it, obviously it's disappointing. You're shooting this giant film that went out and made $2 billion, but you spent most of it on a set where you didn't even see most of the people. That's gotta be super disappointing. Well, everybody, thank you for watching that video. And as always, you can subscribe, share, do whatever you will. Check out the recommended video that's popped up somewhere on the screen. And also, if you would like additional content, including more discussions and more unfiltered content, check out what we offer to the members section, which has new videos going up all the time.